Good day, and thanks for listening to the Ntrockline Show. I'm Neil Tilk, I'll be your host, and what you are about to hear is some of the greatest rock and roll music ever made, combined with clever commentary and interesting anecdotes. I call it Rock and Rhetoric. Each episode has a theme that tells a story, promising to take the listener somewhere. And along the way, you'll smile, bop your head, reminisce, and unless you're really careful, you might even learn something. It's an hour-long podumentary of an educational kind. Now that we've made up our own words, on with the show, eh? Once but every 365 days does the third rock from the sun complete its orbit around said sun, including 12 months, 4 solstices, and a birthday for each and everything on the planet, including the planet. Yeah, Earth's birthday is celebrated at the stroke of midnight on January 1st every year. There are over 31.5 million seconds in a year, but nothing on Earth is a more universal event than the first second of every year. Now, being a man of experience and retrospection, and also having had a few, I can tell you that the New Year's Eve unfolds into 3 distinct portions. The anticipation part, the moment, and lastly, the slobbery commemoration. Time to get this party started with Tilk on the Rockline. We are ramping it up and we are amping it up at the same time, babies. The Rockline is ready to rev you up the old-fashioned way with a turntable that plays at 33 RPM in a clockwise rotation only. None of this back-scratching double turntable stuff here is put me on and play me loud. Sticks. As we anxiously await the ball dropping in North America, there are some worldwide customs that you might enjoy. In Spain, at the stroke of midnight, they eat 12 grapes, which represents 12 months of good luck. In Colombia, they walk around the block with an empty suitcase. Can you imagine seeing that sort of thing out of a Twilight Zone episode if you didn't know what was going on? In Finland, they have a sale on dishes every December 30th because they throw that stuff against the doors, get this, their friends and their families' doors, to banish bad spirits. Can you imagine hearing dishes break outside the door at midnight if you didn't know what was going on? How weird would that be too? I bet you they listen to music while they're doing this. Here's another group of guys that know how to start it up and doing it since 1962. Unbelievable. Here are schoolmates Mick and Keith together with Charlie Watts and Ronnie Wood, better known as the Rolling Stones. So there must be a sale on dishware after New Year's in Finland as well, because, most of it gets wasted that way. Yep, there are quite a few strange things that happen on New Year's Eve that are not alcohol-driven. In Brazil and Ecuador, it's thought to be lucky to wear special underwear on New Year's Eve. I couldn't agree more. Especially if it's worn by a leather-clad rock goddess, yelling and screaming at the top of her lungs. Thanks for the visual, Venezuela. We're going to rock this joint now with Alana Miles.
Yeah,
And speaking of rocking this joint, in Greece they hang an onion on the front door of the home, and here's the weird part. In the morning, they wake their children by tapping them on the head with said onion. Ooh, I don't know where this stuff comes from. In Switzerland, they allow whipped cream to hit the floor and remain there to symbolize the richness of the year to come. A sad waste of perfectly good whipped cream, if you ask me. This song is way sweeter than that. It's Ballroom Blitz.
So hard living with the things you do to me. Oh, my things are getting so strange. I like to tell you everything I see.
Oh, I see a man at the back. As a matter of fact, his eyes are as red as the sun. And the girl in the corner, let no one ignore her, 'cause she thinks she's the passionate one.
Oh, yeah, it was like lightning. Everybody was frightening, and the music was soothing, and they all started grooving. And the man at the back said, everyone attack, and they turned into a ballroom blitz. And the girl in the corner said, boy, I want the money, and it'll turn into a ballroom blitz. Ballroom blitz, ballroom blitz, ballroom blitz, ballroom blitz.
Reaching out for something, touching nothing's all I ever do. Oh, I softly call you over, when you appear there's nothing left for you.
Now the man at the back is ready to crack as he raises his hands to the sky. And the girl in the corner is everyone's fun. She could kill you with a wink of her eye.
Oh, yeah, it was electric, so frantically hectic, and the band started leaving, 'cause they all stopped breathing. And the man at the back said, everyone attack, and it turned into a ballroom blitz. And the girl in the corner said, boy, I don't know what you will turn into a ballroom blitz. Ballroom blitz. Oh, yeah, it was like lightning. Everybody was frightening, and the music was soothing, and they all started grooving. And the man at the back said, everyone attack, and it turned into a ballroom blitz. And the girl in the corner said, boy, I wonder what you will turn into a ballroom blitz. Ballroom blitz, ballroom blitz, ballroom blitz, ballroom blitz. It's the ballroom blitz. It's the ballroom blitz. It's the ballroom blitz. Yeah, it's a ballroom blitz.
That was sweet. Now, all the way back in 1982, a guy named Prince released an album entitled 1999, and the title track was written in anticipation of both the millennia and the Armageddon combining to produce a greatest party ever. It's like we're going down with a ship, but let's party. It actually wasn't a military Armageddon, as was feared, that actually happened. No, the mania and all the hype, all the end-of-the-world predictions in 1999 were all based on one simple question. What would the computers do with the date and time once midnight struck? The fear was that the second after midnight computer disk operating systems would become confused and shut down, or even worse, activate or deactivate systems connected to national security and vital to financial institutions as well. Yes, indeedy, the bombs bursting in air was considered to be a very real threat because apparently a bunch of computer programmer geniuses forgot to add the year 2000 command prompt. They obviously didn't have the same foresight as Prince did. Now did they? And to prove it, here's 1999.
I was dreaming when I wrote this. Forgive me if it goes astray.
But when I woke up this morning, could have sworn it was Judgment Day.
The sky was all purple, there were people running everywhere, trying to run from the destruction. You know I didn't even care. Say 2000 party over, oops, out of time. So tonight I'm gonna party like it's 1999. I was dreaming when I wrote this, so sue me if I go too fast.
Well, life is just a party and parties weren't meant to last.
War is all around us, my mind says prepare to fight. So if I gotta die, I'm gonna listen to my body tonight. Yeah, they say 2000 party over, oops, out of time. So tonight I'm gonna party like it's 1999. If you didn't come to party, don't bother knocking on my door. Got the line in my pocket, and baby, he's ready to go. Yeah. Boys got a bomb, could all die any day. But before I let that happen, I'll dance my life away. They say 2000 party over, oops, out of time. So tonight I'm gonna party like it's 1999. Say one more time. 2000 party over, oops, out of time. So tonight I'm gonna party like it's 1999. 1999. Don't you wanna go? 1999. Don't you wanna go? 1999.
In Old English now, this show hath progressed as doth the night. It's one of the most anticipated social events of the year, no doubt about it. People spend the night at gala balls, dressed to the nines, or outside, maybe even freezing, like as in New York, Times Squares and all that hoopla. In 1904, people started gathering at Times Square, and in 1907, the famous New Year's Ball first appeared. 7 different versions of that ball have been used since then. Millions upon millions of revelers count down. 10 to the new year. Each year goes something like this.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Happy New Year!
The way we celebrate New Year's Eve over the years has changed, but the celebration has not. It is an event like no other because it's a party that always turns to reflection. It's like an instantaneous death and rebirth. Almost everyone, aside from a select group of people, is happy about the new year, and we'll get back to those guys, but for everyone else, well, we embrace it, and we celebrate it. Dare I say, we welcome the new year. April Wine now with Say Hello. With great enthusiasm and all due respect, we say goodbye to the last year, and with all good wishes and all good intentions, we're going right into the new year now, baby. We're going to bust this year up. Rock you like a hurricane. Scorpions.
Lost in the cages and storm breaks loose. Just help to make it. We still wanna choose. The night is calling. I have to you like a hurricane. Are you ready, baby? Here I am. Rock you like a hurricane. Here I am. Rock you like a hurricane. Here I am. Rock you like a hurricane. Rock you like a It's early morning, the sun comes out. This night was shaking, really loud. The gate is burning, scratch my skin. So what is wrong? Another sin. Night is coming, I have to go. The bump is hungry, he runs the show. He's licking his lips, he's ready to win. On a hunting night for love and prestige. Here I am, rock you like a hurricane. Here I am, rock you like a hurricane. Here I am, rock you like a hurricane. Here I am, rock you like a hurricane.
So, you know how I was mentioned earlier about a group of individuals that don't like New Year's Eve? They're a small but mighty group called neo-anaphobians. That's right, these people have a fear of New Year's. Yep, I don't make this stuff up, you know. These people fear the misery that New Year may bring, or as in one step closer to death type of an attitude. Talk about your pessimist. For everyone else, it's a party and hello and rock you, but to these people suffering from neo-anaphobia, I want to provide you with some instantaneous solace about this new year. So enjoy these thoughts for just a little while longer. Ambrosia, holding on to yesterday.
Well, I keep holding on to yesterday. I keep holding on enough to say that I'm wrong. I keep thinking that I'm
And with a brief interlude for the reality of the situation, we forge on, making this year the best year ever, but not without profound, sometimes slobbering introspection. And the unique thing about New Year's Eve is that the reflection comes at a flip of a switch. It has to have happened to remember it, right? From 1 second to the next, and poof, we're into our next segment, the third and final portion of the event, with a Canadian group called Mash Mackham, with The Years Go By.
A child asks his mother, "Do you love me?" And it really means, "Will you protect me?" His mother answers him, "I love you." And it really means, "You've been a good boy." And as the years go by, true love will never die. At 17, his girl says, "Do you love me?" And it really means, "Will you respect me?" The teenage boy answers, "I love you." And it really means, "Can I make love to you?" And as the years go by, true love will never die. I will love you forever. I will love you forever. At 65, his wife says, "Do you love me?" And it means, "I like to hear it again." Her husband says to her, "I love you." But it really means, "I love you till the end." And as the years go by, true love will never die. Now you're asking me if I love you. And it really means, "Will I marry you?" And I answer, "Yes, I love you." But it really means that I won't be untrue. And as the years go by, true love will never die. I will love you forever. I will love you forever.
And as we look back and reflect on all the great times that we had last year, I'd like to tell you about them, baby, but you were right here with me too. Tom Cochrane sings Good Times.
We put the VNC on, the V at the moon. We rub each other down so good. We forget about the tune that's playing. And Joan waits, and she went west. I stayed around here in the middle. That's where I like the best. Whoa, good times we had. Wouldn't worry about tomorrow, 'cause tonight was all we had. Yeah. Whoa, good times we knew. I tell you about them, baby, but you were there, you were with me too. And it felt so good. Funny how you look back on the times we had. Remember all the good ones, forget about all the bad. Hey, night after day, the whole that she married a guy from the valley. Not for the glory, but 'cause he was afraid. When the fire's burned out and the waters run dry and the mountains have fallen, we'll remember those times when the seasons roll by and the youth slips away. The glory has faded, and what will we say? Whoa, good times we had. We'll worry about tomorrow, 'cause tonight was all we had. Yeah. Whoa, good times we knew. I tell you about them, baby, but you were there, you were with me too. Oh, good times we had. Wouldn't worry about tomorrow, 'cause tonight was all we had. Yeah. Oh, good times we knew. I tell you about them, baby, but you were there, you were with me too.
Last but never least, there seems to be a need to send a message to the new year. The party turns into the event, which progresses to a welcoming. Now stay with me here. That welcoming turns into reflection, which fuels the message to the new year. Phew. The psychology of New Year's is exhausting. Long story longer. Our final song of the show is a message to both this year and the year last. Bachman Turner Overdrive with You Ain't Seen Nothing Yet.
She took my heart away. She said I had it coming to me, but I wanted it that way.
From all of us at the Ntrockline and from the stations who graciously play our work, Happy New Year to you all. Thank you for listening to another edition of the Ntrockline Show. My name is Neil Tilk, and I'm pleased as punch to have you here with me today, and I hope to see you again real soon. A complete volume of my work can be found at www.soundcloud.com/Neil/Tilk. I hope you've enjoyed every second. You can reach me at ntrockline@gmail.com or visit our page at ntrockline@facebook.com, where you'll find lots of extra stuff. Until we meet again.